seems that envy is my sin.
Oh, what's in the box? What's in the fucking box?
What's up, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another episode of What's in the Box. I'm your host, DeathMetalHero, and with me, Mr. Eric Weathers. Been a long time, man. How you doing?
It's been a long time. I'm doing great, man. How are you?
I'm good, man. I'm good. I got
Good.
my Battle Brick Road. I'm excited, dude. I've been meaning to reach out to you for a while, so I appreciate you coming to hang out, man.
Of course. Happy to be here.
Say a little hello to the chat. Oh. What's up, Flying Feline? Skull, beautiful. Thank you for coming to hang out. I appreciate you being here. Hope you're feeling all right.
All I have is Rockstar right now.
That'll work. That'll work. We got a Shadowhawk Talks in the audience as well. What's up, Shadowhawk? Good to see you. Oh, and Cement Shoes. What's going on, man? Good to see you. Pasquale369. Welcome, sir. Good to see you guys. Thanks for coming to hang out. So, man, you were just telling me backstage. We were having a discussion about scotch backstage.
Yes.
Last night I was drinking Monkey Shoulder, and you had some Glenlivet last night. And you were doing that because you were celebrating fulfilling the campaign, right?
Yeah, that was the bottle I bought in celebration when we finished shipping everything out, and that was the last drop of it last night. So
Nice.
we were enjoying that.
Excellent. Very, very much a fan of the scotch, as we were discussing.
Yes.
So, for those that don't know you, I mean, chances are most of my audience does, but for the errant person that doesn't know who you are, give us an idea of what it is you do besides, make a comic book on your own. What else do you do?
Well, oh man, husband, father, Comixgater letterer, to the stars.
Yep.
Yes.
Yep.
That's what I spend most of my time doing is lettering books. And when I'm not doing that, 12 year, by the way, 12 year. When I'm not doing that, I'm drawing my own. I just wrapped up. We need to do a round of edits, but I just wrapped up Fatal from Clint Stoker and Charlie Snoggins.
Yes.
So that's going to be hitting your inboxes here soon. What else? I've got a lot of stuff coming down the pike, and I always go blank when I try to think of it on the spot. So,
of course. I mean, that's
the
natural.
way it is.
The brain just kind of vapor locks. If you were just having, if I hadn't put you on the spot and we were just having a casual conversation, and you would just come out naturally. But that's what the brain does when you're asked on the spot. What's up, Caroline? Thanks for coming to hang out. Appreciate you being here. Yeah, letterer extraordinaire. You basically letter everything.
Just about.
Just about.
Just about, yeah.
Do it with aplomb.
A plum? Is that a good? Is that?
A-P-L-O-M-B,
I don't know that saying.
aplomb. It means you do it with great skill and a deft hand.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Lots of books. Especially
Lots of
audio
books.
books. Yeah, audio books. Because they kind of help you pronounce things. Until you find somebody that is reading it and they mispronounce it when they're reading it, and you know that they're mispronouncing it, then you question.
Like aluminium.
Yeah, aluminum.
Every British person says it wrong. Yeah.
Yeah.
Aluminium.
Well,
Get out of here with that nonsense.
Yeah. Because they have to pronounce every single letter that's in the word. Aluminium. Right. I mean, phonetically it looks like that, but come on, aluminum. Yeah.
Aluminum,
exactly. So are you reading anything right now? Are you enjoying any books? I mean, aside from reading the scripts that you're working on, but are you reading any books that are really
what did I just
catching your
buy?
eye?
I just bought something. I hadn't cracked it open yet, and I don't remember what it was. See, you got me on the spot. My brain is all scrambled. Aside from the new stuff that you guys can't read, like Fatal,
right?
And Terror in the Trenches.
Now you're just teasing me, man.
I'm just teasing, just a little tease.
Yep.
What is
Can't
it that
wait for both of those books?
Oh, I haven't cracked it open, but I picked up Twig from Scotty Young and Kyle Stram. Kyle Stram's the artist. I was at a convention this weekend here in my hometown, and he was there. And there was a book trade that happened, and I ended up with a copy of Twig actually before it hit shelves.
Yeah.
So
is it
pretty cool.
the trade?
Yeah, the trade version of it.
Nice, man.
Yeah.
Very nice. Yeah, I grabbed the first episode of Twig, and it's a cute little book. You know, I have a sketch cover of Twig that I'm going to draw some little critter on eventually. But yeah, Scotty Young always, I mean, he kind of surprises me. You know, I didn't expect him to be as deft a writer as he is. Ink Spots and I do, Do You Even Read? And one of the books that he suggested early on was, what is it? I Hate Fairyland.
Yeah.
I'm not super big into like the cartoony stuff, but the attitude and the sheer vulgarity of that book. Oh yeah, that was
right up your alley.
Up my alley. Yeah, totally my. Yeah. That was totally my bag right there. So I've been a little more curious about the different stuff that Scotty Young puts out, not just because of the the vulgarity and the attitude of that book, but just because of the writing in general. You know, the overall story. I really enjoyed it. So I've been paying a little more attention to Scotty Young. Also, his variant covers are always pretty damn funny.
They are pretty funny. I do like his I wouldn't call it whimsical style, but there's something to it. Yeah. Do you hear that in the background, by the way?
I do.
Yeah, that's my kids there.
That's all right. Well, I mean, they lurk around and they hang out in the shadows. What's up, 80s maid? Good to see you. Thanks for coming to hang out, man. Good to see you. Let's see who else we got here. We got Eric Grant. Thanks for coming to hang out. Appreciate you being here. And we got a Boob Dan. What's up, Plagle? How you doing, brother? Good to see you. Oh, and we got a Brian Kriskow. Brian will actually be coming on the show tomorrow night for a new book, Who Dis? Talking about the new 6-Gun Gorilla campaign. So that'll be tomorrow night at 9. So that'll be fun. Is there anything that you're really looking forward to aside from the books that you told me about, like Fatal and Terror in the Trenches? Because holy shit, I can't wait for both of those.
Groken 2.
Yes,
definitely. I mean, that's an easy one. What else am I looking forward to? Again, that brain of mine is not working tonight. I was drawing all the way up to time to go to stream, and when I'm in that drawing mode, I'm like in a fog for a little while, so it takes me a while to get clear. So I'm sure I'll come up with books I'm looking for. I am lettering it, but I do want to see what Shanth is doing with Nosfero. That book looks so good.
Yeah.
Looks so good.
So much talent in this scene over here. It is ridiculous. Just the width and breadth and depth of talent. I mean, there's so many different people that can do so many different things and well. I mean, we've got animation, we've got design, we've got lettering, obviously we've got artwork, but voice acting and just scripting, and it's amazing. 3D sculpting, 3D printing.
It keeps getting like somebody new comes in every few months and they blow you away with something like like Chad Townsend came in 6 months ago or so. I mean, my timeline's probably wrong, but he hasn't. He does this really neat animated style of his artwork, and I think he's working on a project for Ethan. It looks really, really, really rad. That's awesome. Yeah.
Let's see. What am I looking for? Aside, I mean, I'm looking forward to Inglorious Rex 2. I just got my first one, and hoping that I can get Shane to come hang out. But if not, whatever. I'll only wait for a certain amount of time, then I'm going to pop it open. I got a stack of a few things that I'm going to have to just do a what's in the box where it's just me opening a bunch of stuff. But looking forward to that. Definitely looking forward to Fatal and Terror in the Trenches. Fatal especially.
They're both great.
Yeah.
It's been a long wait for Fatal, but you guys aren't going to be disappointed. It looks so good. The story's great.
Only imagine.
Yeah.
Charlie's amazing, and I miss hanging out with that dude, man. He used to be one of the ones that I used to hang out with on a regular, hanging with Fraga. So miss that dude for real.
It'd be good to see him back. That's for sure.
Yeah, it'll definitely be nice to see him back. I haven't read it yet, but I just got Clint's Dracula, and I was thumbing through it. I mean, obviously I did a what's in the box and looking through it, but I was thumbing through it, and I had to message Donald and tell him that he did a fantastic job on that book. Like the pages and the line work look great. Oh,
yeah,
Lewis too.
Donald. Thank you. Donald's one of my favorite artists to letter over. His style lends to a certain, I don't know, makes my job easier. I guess it's fun. There's something about the way that he draws that makes it more fun to work on.
There's an energy. Totally.
Yeah, there is. Yeah. A lot of those guys that like that, like McCagney's the same way with Terror in the Trenches and Monster MD. You know, there's a bombastic energy to that style that makes it really fun to work with.
100%. I completely agree. 80s Maid says, so much talent here, it's overwhelming on the wallet. Yes. Yes, it is. That's why you gotta pick and choose. You know, I mean, unfortunately can't back everything. And, you know, that's just the way it goes. I mean, I couldn't get everything in the comic shop when, you know, there was stuff in the comic shop I actually wanted. Let's see. Eric's background is a bit sparse. Could use several bookcases of comic books.
It could. They're down right there. I'm standing, so there's nothing up here. Yeah. I've been sitting all day. I had to stand up for this, so.
Yeah. No, Sometimes you got to stand up. Have you thought about doing one of those convertible desks that go up and down?
I kind of can do that already. Yeah. I draw on a Cintiq, and I got the big stand for it, and so it goes up, and it's in that up position, and I could tilt it and just sort of stand and draw as I work right now.
Very cool. All right.
I don't actually have to raise the desk, which is kind of nice, but
that's rad.
Yeah.
Very cool. Let's see. Maybe Pasquale says, "LOL. I spent $2,000 on comics recently. Holy shit, dude! I mean, I can see it. There's so many great campaigns out there, and so many talented creators that, you know, they all deserve support. You know, maybe some fake palm trees to frame him. Jeez.
I do need some greenery in here.
Speaking of awesome talent, what's up, Pedro?
Hello, Pedro.
Good to see you, man. Thanks for coming to hang out. Fatal and Terror and Nosfero Beckoned are all day one reads. Nice. Faux show. So, speaking of the art, do you do any of it traditionally, or is it all digital?
It's all digital now. It was a slow process to kind of end up there. Okay. Battlebrick Road was all the pages are finalized traditionally in the first book,
right?
But I've got a dozen pages done on the next book, and they're all traditional. Sorry, they're all digital. So it's a matter of time for me. When I get so I don't want to say bogged down. My schedule can be sort of in flux. Yeah, I'm very, very busy, and if it saves me time on getting the books out there faster, if I work digitally, then so be it. Because ultimately, that's the end product for me, is having a great book for somebody. So
yeah, I mean, that's you're in this to create a good product, and if if that helps you save time, I mean, because like you were saying, you letter just about everybody's book, so I mean, you're constantly on the go, and being on top of that, being a father, taking care of your family, and making your own book, I imagine you have very little time to yourself.
It's true.
To sit down and work. Do you ever miss working traditionally, like just pencil in hand or ink, like pen in hand?
No, not really. I like pencils only. Really, I've never liked to ink.
Really?
Okay. I don't like nibs. I don't like brushes. I don't like microns. I never really enjoyed how my lines turned out when I inked them. I pencil fairly tightly, anyways. So like really tightly. It wasn't ultimately necessary when I was first starting out doing comics a decade ago or so. It was the first couple of issues that I ever did were only penciled and then, converted in Photoshop to make it look like inks. I did that whole thing.
Okay.
So,
how did you get started in comics? Like, what was the first book you were working on that you were doing that?
You caught me flat-footed. I don't have one here with me. But it was a series called Flying Fortress. You remember that? Yeah.
Oh, okay.
That was my first series. We started that the ideas were floating around in, I think, 2009. And then we started our first production at the end of 2010. At the end of 10 and into 11, we started sort of hit the ground running in full production mode. I mean, I had a full-time job. It was a side thing, and we would kind of get basically just one book out a year. Two here and there, but ultimately one issue out a year. But it was quite the learning experience. I didn't know how to do anything, but I knew I wanted to make comics. And when you're doing indie comics, you kind of have to do everything. So I did everything.
Yep.
Co-wrote it with a friend and pencil ink colored, lettered, pre-pressed, all of it, myself, and selling it at conventions and all of that. And that was 8.5 issues. So
that's awesome.
Cut my teeth on that.
Yeah. Now I think I remember when I first was introduced to you, you were actually doing a campaign for Flying Fortress, weren't you? Like a trade version of it or something like that.
Yeah, it was done, and then I had I'm trying to see if it's on my bookshelf across the room. I know I've got them somewhere.
Yeah, they're around here somewhere.
We did a like I said, we had 8.5 issues, so there was a 0 issue and then 8, and in order to sort of, I hadn't really made a name for myself within CG. There were, I had just sort of gotten started lettering. So it would, but I mean, I hit the big books like right away because John Malin hired me on Graveyard Shift, and then right after that I got Jawbreakers, and then everybody was like, "Oh my gosh, this guy can letter, so let's hire him," and that was great. But nobody cares who the letterer is. At least they didn't. It's not something you're buying a book for.
Right.
So in order I had this Battlebrick Road idea, but in sort of a way to build the audience first. Flying Fortress is already done. So put a little bit of more polish on it. I re-lettered that whole book, fixed a couple of art mistakes and things, and changed some things here and there. We had we brought on Joe Fulton, Albino Thunderbuns from Bancroft's show.
Thunderbuns is great, man.
Yeah, he was he went through the book like he's doing with Mike, and he edited it for us, and had us fix some dialogue things, and he threw in a lot of like, maybe you should change the art here, 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 and here. I'm like, nah, I'm not doing that.
Appreciate the input, I'm not doing that.
Yeah, I told him up front, I was like, I'm probably going to shoot you down a lot because I don't want to spend a lot of time on this book, but there were a couple of things that for sure needed fixed, some faces that were just, ugly and all that. But
what's up, Double Flyer? Welcome.
Hello. But yeah, he was great, and then we did that, and then that helped me, build sort of a proof. Hey, I can deliver. I can make a book, and so, yeah.
Awesome. Well, yeah, and that's honestly that seems to be what people are really looking for. They want to know that you can actually produce a book and that it's going to get out and that they're going to have it in their hands. That seems to be one of the biggest concerns. I mean, when the scene started, there was a lot of people that were gung ho about getting the campaign started, but they didn't have much done in the way of the book, and so that dragged on, and it seems more as time goes on, people are looking to make sure that the book is at least very well in process before they back.
Yeah. That's. I mean, I'm learning from that as well with the second book we're doing with Battlebrick Road too. I'm getting way more done on that before we launch. I don't know. We'll get into that in a little bit, but compared to the first book, I had 4 or 5 pages done, and by the time we launched the campaign, we scrapped 3 of them and started over. So it was like almost starting from scratch.
Right.
So yeah.
Some person asked, do you recommend any books about lettering, about learning lettering?
I do. I have two, actually, of the books I have near me. This one here is from the comicbookfonts.com, the Comic Craft crew.
Comic Craft. Nice.
You can get this digital as well. I don't know if they have it in print anymore. I think I got this on eBay, if I'm not mistaken. And it's nuts and bolts. And it's written kind of like comic, touch all about like how to do. This is the bare bones way of doing it. And then this covers everything. Ooh. And honestly, I only looked in like this section, like right here at the end. Not to say I know everything. I just haven't gone through it yet, but I know it covers a lot of stuff. Nice. But I would recommend this from Nate Pecos or Picos or Pecos, however you say that. It covers everything.
That's awesome.
From sizes of, templates and all of that. I have been tinkering in the back of my mind with teasing how I want to make that sort of content. There's no real lettering content, video lettering content online. Let me rephrase that. There is, but it's like this guy did a video here, and that guy did 2 videos, and this one's just like about the history of lettering.
Nobody focusing on lettering.
Right. It'll just be drips and drops. And I had sort of set out to make more like this. I don't know how to approach it yet. And I don't have a lot of time to sit and think. I've written a few scripts for videos, but I do have howtolettercomics.com is my website. Right now it takes you to a Gumroad that has a couple of templates, lettering templates. Yeah. Those are the ones that I use, but my YouTube channel... You can find
the link in the description of this video, guys.
Oh, excellent.
You can find all of his links. Tried to grab every one that I could find. By the way, I appreciate you listing all of your links at the top of your Twitter page. Like, thank you. That made my job a hell of a lot easier.
Yeah. I want people to know what I do.
Through. Yeah.
But so, also on my YouTube channel, I haven't put up enough videos. I'm part of the problem that I'm trying to address is not having that one-stop shop for everything. But I would like to do that now for people, because I think there were a few places when I started, 10 years ago or whatever. And I just sort of, you'd pull a piece of info from here, and then Blambot did have like how to use quotation marks correctly and how to use the crossbar I or the regular non-crossbar I. Those rules you kind of pick up here and there, but to have like one place where it's this is how you make a balloon, this is how you make a tail, this is how you make sound effects, this is how you do this and that.
Absolutely. What's up, Jason? Good to see you, buddy. Thanks for coming to hang out, brother. And then we've got a Steve Weathers. Hello, Eric. Is that your dad?
That is my dad, or it's my brother, awesome. But I think it's my dad.
Welcome, sir. And
hello.
We got a Hex Allen. What's going on, Hex? Good to see you, man. Thanks for coming to hang out. Yeah, I'm glad you brought up your Gumroad. I was gonna say, you've got those templates, and it seems like the beginning of something. The beginning of like that whole process. All right, I'm gonna switch my camera, and I want you to tell people about the inspiration for Battle Brick Road while I open this.
Well, it's inspired by a small, not well-known story called The Wizard of Oz. I had a little backstory. I had wrapped up Flying Fortress and was sort of tired of drawing comic books because I had done it for so long. And I started doing...
You said 8 years, right? Because you were doing
I was about 7 or 8 years is kind of how long it took. And there was a lot of conventions and a lot of work going into it. And I was ready to still create, but not necessarily make any comics. So I started doing leaning into some digital painting things, and I started thinking, maybe I could do concept art for games. And one of the prompts that I had read was combine two things and make your own thing out of it. And I had started doing concept art of this idea of, well, what if Wizard of Oz was like a first-person shooter video game?
Yes.
And so I had started drawing these concepts, and then I started coming up with this sort of loose story idea. And I thought, this is really cool, and I should probably tell this story. I think the best way to tell the story is to make another comic book. So just when I thought I was out, I pulled myself back in.
So somebody didn't do it to you. You did this to yourself.
I have only myself to blame.
Look at that patch. Yeah. Look at that. Oh,
beautiful.
Let me turn off the green screen here so it's not messing with the colors.
Oh, that's what that is.
Yeah, that's what that is. Okay, there we go.
Okay.
Yeah. Look at that patch. Yeah, I've got a green screen behind me, so it was picking up on all that.
That's why the Emerald City disappeared when the classified book came up. Yeah. That
is correct. I love it. All right, let me see if I can get these out of here. So we got
mark. It's double-sided. I decided I'll make it a comic book, and I started writing some ideas down, and then I took that to a friend of mine who is a writer, and I said, "Hey, I had two ideas. I was like, all right, I think I'm ready to make a comic book. Here are the two ideas that I have, and whichever one you want, let's do it. Let's make a new book. Let's make something happen." And he picked this Wizard of Oz idea. I should probably name his name Zeb Hatfield. He's right there he's on the spine. Actually, we didn't put our names on the cover, but
that's a little different.
We wanted to make the cover as clean as possible. So just a logo and artwork, and we're always going to do that. No subtitles, no any names. All that stuff will be on the inside or on the spine. So, and he took my idea, my base, unformed Play-Doh pile of an idea, and sculpted it into something really magical. For lack of a better word, mine was more grounded, sort of Tom Clancy, gritty, which is cool. But he was like, no, let's make it and put it in this world of Oz and make it still have that magic sort of feel and vibe, but it's not magic, it's science, that whole thing.
Yeah.
So
cool. And I mean, the Wizard of Oz is a story that people have, heard and seen, time and time and time again. So doing something new and different with it, I mean, that's awesome. That's what people are looking for. They're looking for something that changes it up a little bit, but is still true to the original.
Right.
All right. We got the fold-out poster here,
and that's tricky for Zeb as a writer. Is how do you tell that story and not have it be boring for people so they know what's going on.
Right.
And not stray too far away that it could just be any story and it's not really tied in, and maybe how to show respect towards it as well. And I think he did a wonderful job in crafting that story. And together, I mean, we really put something together here that I think
something
yeah,
stand the test of time.
Yeah, I think there's something here, and I'll just toot my own horn about that because I really like this story.
Well, good.
And I can't wait to show more of it with what you guys have seen already, and what I know is coming just in the next few pages that in the opening of the next book. So look at all that beautiful stuff.
I know. Look at this. This is why I like to do this show, because I love showing off all the hard work that the creators have put into this, like the quality. This poster is great, by the way.
Thank you.
Turned out great, and it looks good. And look at these beautiful cards. You got Frega, you got Rockefeller, you got Barton, and then this is the only one I'm not familiar with.
That's Eric Canetti.
That's Canetti?
Yep,
that's
Canetti.
There he is. There's the E.
Yep.
Wow. That's beautiful. Yeah, these are great cards, man.
I'm spoiled with the talent that agreed to be a part of this book.
Right? That's so cool. I mean, you know, Frag is my dude, so I'm always always happy to see, some Fraga art in a campaign when it pops up. I got
the original right here. He sent that to me too, so.
Oh.
Look at that.
Look at it, framed.
Framed and everything. Yes. I have it hanging up right over here.
That's
and now
that's a beautiful piece.
Now I'm not going to be able to put it back on the nail. I'm going
to. Well, I mean, that's Murphy's Law.
Yeah. Oh, I nailed it first try. All right, I did it.
Nicely done. What's up, Paul Azevedo? Welcome.
Hey, Paul.
Let's see. Cement Shoe says, combine two things and make your own thing out of it. Sounds like Chris Chan with Sonic Shoe. I'm not even sure what that means, but it sounds like something very internet, and I'm glad I don't know what it is.
You don't want to know.
You got your peanut butter in my chocolate. No.
Hey, Reese's is my favorite candy, so it kind of makes sense.
There you go. There you go. Paul says, I love the concept of the New Age version of the Wizard of Oz.
Thank you.
And Devil Flyer says he really liked the patch as well. Yeah.
I haven't put it on anything myself. Sean put it on just a black ball cap. I should put it on maybe this beanie or something.
Yeah.
I got it. I mean, I've got like 50 of them, 100 of them over there.
So the patches, yeah.
Yeah, I've got a bunch of them, so I might as well do something with them.
Right? Oh man, look at that! And it's sealed with a sticker. Wait, is this one sealed too? They're both sealed. Wow, that's actually a touch I have not seen on any of the other campaigns that I've backed.
Really?
That's a nice touch.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I made sure that, I don't know, I mean, yours has been in the package for a while, so I don't know. Hopefully it doesn't tear. It's tearing, isn't it?
No. Nope.
Okay, good.
I'm just peeling it up slowly but surely. And no, the stickers are nice quality. Those aren't paper. Those are
vinyl.
Like vinyl, yeah, those are nice.
Yeah, waterproof. Man. So you should be able to peel that off and just put it on your whatever.
Yeah.
On your laptop or your whatever, yeah.
So free stickers along with everything else. Ooh, this feels good.
It's true.
Man,
yes.
Look at this, guys. Look at how thick this is. The declassified, the supplemental material. I mean, that's almost as thick as the regular book. That's rad, man. See, I'm all about like the extra content like that. I love the extra books that give me more story, give me background, give me extra stuff.
Yeah, I like that stuff too. I actually the idea for this came from Vaughn because he had that Monster MD one. The
yes.
What was that called? Black and white. It wasn't black and white. It was it had some name like that, but it was he had like the original art and the original comic and all of the fan art and everything. I was like, I want to do that.
It's a great book.
So yeah, and actually he put this together. We had Ryan Honorato. Yeah, Ryan Honorato did. So if you flip through it and the backgrounds of the pages that look all like military files and bullets and stuff.
Yeah,
Ryan did that, but then Vaughn took all of my artwork and pieced it together and put this in. He's like, okay, here's the character section, here's the concept art section, here's the fan art section, and he helped design all of that stuff.
That's awesome. Love Vaughn. He's an incredible talent, man. Not just as a writer, but as a designer, as a graphic designer. He actually he helped me finalize my logo.
Excellent. He's really good with that.
Yeah. I mean, and he got what I was going for with my logo, like the kind of classic old school death metal logo. So yeah, he knew what I was going for, so he helped me finalize it. And man. So who did your logo? Did you design the logo yourself?
No, that was James Anderson. James Dean Anderson.
Oh. Logo designs by James Dean Anderson, right down there.
Yep.
If I would have just read.
Yeah, he did the yellow as it is in the main logo, and then I sort of have dabbled in different coloring. One this is the T-shirt. If you backed at the super fan tier or higher, you get the red logo T-shirt. All John Malin for the buy you a beer T-shirt.
Yeah.
So yeah. Yeah, he did the logo because I had done a few, but I wasn't really I wasn't really nailing it, and he offered his services, so I said, of course.
That's awesome, man. I really dig the concept artwork for Scarecrow here. I mean, he looks like a badass dude. I mean,
yeah, and those like that. lineup there of all those different iterations, that was what I was saying earlier about concept art for what this would look like. That was what I started with.
Yeah.
Were these just what kind of military gear would I slap on this guy, and how do I make him look like a scarecrow? So.
Right on, man. Very cool. Yeah, I'm loving the way this book is laid out, man, and I always enjoy seeing the behind the scenes stuff, like the original artwork.
All credit to Vaughn on the layouts for that. He did a great job.
Yeah, badass, man. I'll have to reach out to Vaughn and tell him he did a good job, man. That's beautiful.
You'd like to hear that.
Oh, and you got the spot gloss on here. Oh, I love it. That is so cool.
That was a struggle getting that. Yeah, that was a real struggle, but we found
look at that.
We found a local printer, and they did a great, like the quality's great. That spot gloss was quite a sticking point in trying to get that. Apparently it's not easy to do. I don't know if it's like they had old equipment or good. Thank you. Yeah, it's one of those things like I can't not do it now. It looks too good.
Yeah. And especially with the contrast of the kind of matte finish. Man, I love when it's not glossy, it's got the same, I don't know what they call it, but that kind of that like pseudo matte feel, that matte finish.
Yeah, it's a soft touch laminate. Yeah.
Soft touch laminate, is that what they call it?
That's what it's called. Yep.
Okay, yeah, it feels
and actually
really good in the hand.
There's a little, I guess you could call it an Easter egg, but it was completely unintentional. So I don't think this will show up on camera, but on the back, okay, so that back artwork is obviously, it's spot gloss too, right? But if you notice the black itself, there's like a pattern to it, these little dots. Can you see it at least in the light there? Oh, it comes in very, very subtly. But it's one of those things like you may not notice it unless you're the one that's like buying the book. But in the black, the matte black around it, there's this hexagonal pattern. Is it coming through? It may not come through on camera. I don't really. It's kind of there.
Get it to focus. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right up over here.
Yeah. So it's actually a printing error. All it is a printing error. But if you, it worked out in our favor.
I can totally see it. You can see the hex here, hex here, hex here. They're about as big as the size of my fingertip.
So if you look through the book and look at our Yellow Brick Road, you'll see why it was kind of fate. Go about three quarters of the way through, and you'll see the Yellow Brick Road. And
by the way, appreciate the signed book. I know that's not a given anymore in a lot of early campaigns. It was oh yeah, every book will be signed, and then people realized it's kind of a logistic nightmare to sign all of the books.
It is. Luckily, Zeb and I both live, within half an hour of each other, so getting it signed by the writer and artist was kind of easy to do. It was just there were drips and drops of books coming in from the printer. There was a whole nightmare scenario when it came to printing, but he'd come over and we'd sign 600 books, and then we'd be out, and we'd ship those out, and we'd have to wait a couple of weeks for another batch. It was an ordeal, but we made it through it, thankfully.
A time-consuming ordeal, it sounds like. But
we sent it off to print in January, and we didn't finish fulfilling until I don't even remember now. July.
Oh wow!
It was a long time, and it's not for lack of. Yeah, it wasn't for lack of getting the books out quickly. I mean, we'd sign them and then stay up all night printing and packing, and there would be hundreds and hundreds of books going out every time we could.
Yeah.
But we'll hopefully get those ironed out next time.
Welcome, American Comics. Thanks for coming to hang out.
Hail.
Thanks for explaining that, Cement Shoes. I probably could have done without that, but I appreciate you nonetheless. Dude, this book is beautiful.
Thank you.
Printing is nice and high quality. The pages feel great. They don't feel super thin. They don't feel like you're gonna accidentally tear them if you're not careful.
Yeah.
Dude, this is beautiful book, man. I cannot wait to dive into this. Now you were saying something in regards to the hex pattern back here. If I go,
yeah. So if you, no, I don't want to ruin anything for you, but when you see the Yellow Brick Road in our book, you'll see why that hex pattern kind of worked out in our favor.
Okay. This is, I kind of saw it. Okay.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
cool. I don't want to spoil nothing for anybody.
Yeah, don't spoil nothing.
Because you actually have you've got to sign up, and the link is in the description for Battlebrick 2. So you guys go ahead and make sure you signed up for that. Now, for those that may have missed the first campaign, will there be a catch-up tier? Just curious.
Absolutely. The plan right now is obviously we will have all new issues of all new copies of book 2. We will have, if there's any remaining, we have a ton. But between now, we're launching in February. But between now and then,
right.
I've got them available on my web store, so you can buy them right now at ericweathers.net.
Nice.
Whatever's left will be available there, and then there will also be a reprint with a brand new cover, and we're going to do that. So it'll be the new books covers A and B, and then the reprint of book 1 covers C, because there's a cover A and B. Right. With that book as well. So with that Roquefort trading card is also a cover. So yeah.
Nice. Bring that back up again.
Yeah. This is the one I was testing my markers out on, which is why he scribbled on there. But
nice.
Yeah, that's
it's another beautiful cover.
Yeah.
Kenneth did a great job. Jason says, Battlebrick Road is a road I'll travel any day. Dope book.
Thank you.
Excellent. Cannot wait to dive into it. So yeah, when are you looking to launch the second campaign?
February 3rd, 2023. 2/3/23.
Nice.
It also happens to be my birthday.
Oh, hey,
not a big
launching
deal.
On your birthday. There you go.
Launching on my I mean, if it's good enough for Camel, it's good enough for me.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, launching on your birthday, you can always say, hey, if you want to give me a birthday present, you could always just, back my awesome book here and get yourself a great comic.
I'll have to have some sort of birthday bash special or something.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah. Man, I am excited about this, dude. I worked for an artist down in Orlando that had kind of an Oz concept that he was working on, and he never finished it. But this is so drastically different from anything that I've seen done with Oz before, and I dig it. That's what it truly means to be transformative. It truly, to take something and do something new and unique with it. And it's not just, it's not just banking on the name, because you're not even using the word Oz.
No, we were, and that was a very deliberate decision, because there's a lot of Wizard of Oz stuff out there. Like you were saying, the guy had something going, and you could just search Wizard of Oz movie or TV show or comic or whatever, and you're going to get 100 different things. And when I was looking into that, I had noticed something is they would always sort of bank on the fairy tale magic of Wizard of Oz, and they would always have Oz in the title, and it was always greens and yellows and whimsical stuff. And I was like, I can't have that. So the first title of that book was actually what you see there, Operation Zephyr. That was how it was originally titled.
Okay.
And even then, that was me putting Oz in the title with the OZ, but it wasn't a easy. It's not
Zephyr.
An easy. Zephyr's a weird word, and it just didn't have the punch to it. But Battlebrick Road does. It has it
rolls off the tongue.
It has a kick to it just in the name. It's cool to say, and you can still see the title and at least on some level know that it's Oz if you know nothing about the book, or at least wonder if it is an Oz book. I want to mention something in the chat. Jason says the link for the sign up goes to Battlebrick Road 1.
Oh, that's the top link. The Indiegogo link under your name in the description goes to the second one. The top link is for the project that I'm opening, and then your current one is with all the rest of your links down there.
Okay. Yeah. And just to clear anything else up, anytime there's anything new with BattleBrick Road, whether it's this campaign or 3 or 4 or whatever it is down the road, battlebrickroad.com will always be where you can go to get it up to date with wherever it is. So if you're hearing that in the chat, just battlebrickroad.com will take you, whether it's a sign up page, a store, or whatever we have that's, you know, the biggest and most important thing with BattleBrick Road at the time, that'll take you there. So at this point right now, it takes you to the Indiegogo sign up.
Yeah. Yeah. Cause that's the most important thing right now.
Exactly.
Yep. So yeah, I got all your links down there. The Big Cartel website, the Gumroad, the Twitter, and the YouTube. So guys, make sure you're all subscribed to all that, and make sure you're following Eric on Twitter as well. But man, this shiny little thing over here, just the light keeps catching it, and I have to comment. I really dig this. This is TOTO, right? That's
TOTO. Yeah,
that's TOTO. See, and that's another drastically different thing. You know, it's not a little dog, it's a drone. You know? But
it does, and it's so much easier to draw than a dog too. It's just a circle and you're done. A little dot in the middle, a couple of little wings, you know, shooting some laser beams or whatever it is he's got going on. So yeah,
that's awesome, man. Let's see. Let me go ahead, and I want to run the trailer for the first BattleBrick Road, so people know what, you know, so they can get an idea. And yeah, because there's no video on the sign up campaign.
Not yet. We're working on it.
Nice, very nice. Let's see. Chrome tab, BattleBrick Road, share audio, and let's just go ahead and yeah.
Welcome to Oz. Tell me, how again did you find your way here? No need to worry. You are safe here. There are wonders here, never seen before. You thought you could escape me?
Yes.
You can skip the second half of this, by the way.
Dude,
Thea Gale has grown up in a world.
Like who did the your trailer for you?
Ascension Cinema. There's the same guys that did Ethan's Wreck Planet trailer.
Yeah. That's fucking great, man.
Yeah.
No, that's a great trailer. Wow.
It's fantastic. Yeah. And it was just one of those things that just like, oh, hey, by the way, I made this for you. It's like, okay.
Just on a whim, just made. Wow.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Yeah. Ascension Cinema is great. If you guys aren't following them, I highly recommend. Amazing stuff.
Yeah.
Speaking of amazing stuff, look at this. Look at this spread here, guys. You know, and this wasn't even one of the, you know, the big daddy tiers. This is just, you know, kind of like the basic tier with the backup stuff. Look at all this cool stuff, and I imagine there's going to be even more on the next campaign.
Oh yeah. There's going to be more. There's we're not ready to announce it yet, but I don't want to.
You don't. If you have something you want to tease, go right ahead. You don't have to spoil anything. Please don't spoil anything. But if you won't tease something, feel free.
What can I say? How do I say this without giving too much away? Just get ready to drop the needle.
There you go. Get ready to drop the needle. Nice. They're coming from the trees. They are the trees. Nice.
That's actually a great line. We should put that in there somewhere.
Yeah, and that totally works for this as well. Now, is there still magic, or is it just technology and mutations? Obviously,
it's more, I would say, technology and mutations. A lot of what Baum had written. Let me back up a little bit. Our Battlebrook Road isn't based off of the movie. It's based off of the original novel from 1906 or whenever it was. The original story, there's a lot of sort of genetic hybrid stuff going on. You know, you've got flying monkeys.
Yeah.
There's a creature in there called the Kalida, which is this mixture of like grizzly bear and Siberian tiger.
Yeah.
And they're like one creature, but with like, it's in the book, it's, what is it? The head of a tiger, but the body of a bear. If you Google it.
Yeah.
If you Google it, you get some really weird stuff. I think that ours is much more badass. Something to hopefully give you nightmares. Yeah, so
nice.
That's where Zeb went when sort of he took that and said, okay, well, that could just be genetic modification, genetic manipulation, right, that kind of thing. So in the overall world, the sort of overarching story is the Dust Bowl never ended, and this what is currently the Great Plains. So where I live, Kansas, Nebraska, Oklahoma, and sort of Midwestern, middle of America, the flyover country, as they call it, is the Great American Desert in our world. And this Elon Musk style multi-billionaire buys up all that land to build this utopia that he hides in the desert. And that utopia, he gives control of that utopia to these these sister AIs. And those are our witches, but we call them watchers. So the watcher of the east, the west, the north, and the south. So two of them go rogue. And that's how the war starts, because they sort of, they're sisters. They argue, they bicker.
Of course.
So so that's sort of how that happened. So the watcher of the west is sort of the really evil one who, makes all of these creatures because she likes to do crazy things like that. So that's why you get flying monkeys. It's why you get the Kalida. It's why you get the lion the way he is as well. So
yeah.
I
cannot wait to dive into this and discover this story. Plagle says, just got some books from Eric's store. Can't wait for my battle damaged copy of the book. Nice.
Excellent. Thank you, Dan.
And
we'll actually hopefully get that in the mail tomorrow.
Nice. Hell yeah. See, and this is the beauty of creators having their own website that you can order directly from, having a storefront. They do the campaign and it gets fulfilled, and they have some extras that they can then put on the store, and it may be a little bit more expensive than it was in the campaign, which is to be expected, but you can still get the book. You can still, you can catch up.
Yeah. We I always have something to sell,
Yeah.
I think it's a good policy to have.
Absolutely. Perpetual motion. Keep moving forward.
Yeah. The trick, I think, is it's the biggest trick of all, and that's just making sure people are aware of it. It's like, how do you let people know? And luckily, we've got a good mailing list, and there's a great YouTube community here in Comixgate. So
absolutely.
Yeah.
The Lollipop Guild wouldn't survive in this Oz, says some.
You don't think so?
I mean, not the Lollipop Guild from the movie, that's for sure.
Our Lollipop Guild's a little bit more armed. Do you guys want to see a tease of?
I think I speak for everybody when I say yes, most definitely.
Maybe a page that nobody's seen before. You want to do that?
You heard it here first, folks. What's in the box? Exclusive.
Present. Okay, hold on. Share screen. It's new. I haven't been on StreamYards in a while. Okay.
Yeah. They changed this up quite a bit.
Yeah. All right. Here's what our Lollipop Guild gets up to.
Nice.
They
Lollipop
have
Guild
big guns.
taking it to them.
Yeah. They have big guns.
Man,
that's a little tease of what to expect.
That's awesome. Exclusive tease here on What's in the Box. Which kind of dovetails into new book Who Dis, because you're getting to see a preview image of the new book.
Yeah.
The link is pinned to the chat, and it's also in the description. You guys should definitely sign up for this, especially if you missed out on the first campaign. And while you're at it, hit his website, the Big Cartel website, in the description, so you can go grab yourself a copy, so you are ready for the campaign.
That would be fantastic. So the great thing about a little behind the scenes here is Zeb had written this opening story, and it's Dorothy and Scarecrow are being attacked, and it was never written in the script that it was the Lollipop Guild at all.
Right.
But I put suckers in their mouths, and that's kind of all you needed to do to make that happen. So, and the lore of it is they have these suckers, or I don't know if it's like this kind of thing makes it into the book, but maybe it does. It's they have these suckers that are sort of like speed or whatever, like PCP, amps them up, like berserker mode for Vikings, Yeah, and it's harvested from the poppy fields that they eventually get to as well. So
nice.
Yeah. So
dope, there's Jason. Suck on these lollipops. Butter. Uh-oh. There's another.
How do I close that?
Exclusive preview.
Oops.
That's awesome. So is there anything else that you want to impart about Battle Brick Road before we take off? Because I know that you were running out of time here for you.
I just hope everybody signs up and is ready for book 2 when we get there. We've got book 1 has met some amazing reviews. We haven't heard, we hear great things about it from friends and strangers alike. Everybody's excited, and you kind of fall into it. You almost forget it's a Wizard of Oz book, and then there's a line or a character or something, you're like, oh yeah, right. That's cool. How did they do that? So book 2 is just we kick it up. I won't say we're at 11 yet, because I know where 11 is, but we're on our way to 11 with 2. So
on the way.
But yeah,
to.
It's gonna be it's really gonna knock your socks off.
That's awesome, man. That's super exciting. And what you were saying about how you sometimes forget that it's a Wizard of Oz book, I think that is indicative of you doing a good job crafting the story, that you're not relying upon that as a crutch. You know what I mean?
Right.
You're not relying upon that, it's a Wizard of Oz thing. That's not a crutch. That is just part of your setting, and you're telling this unique, awesome story within that setting. You're not relying upon that to sell the book. You're selling the book as a story itself. Yeah.
It's difficult to do. And like I said, Zeb, he'd done it masterfully in order to reach that sort of not too much. And in times when maybe he was a little bit too far, we'd have to back further. Well, it feels like a little bit too much like this, or I would draw something in a certain way, and he says, maybe we should do that. So it's definitely a great collaboration in getting this story to stand on its own, but to also bring in people that maybe are intrigued by some people will hear Wizard of Oz book and think,
exactly. They'll just discount it or disregard it just because I think enough word of mouth on what we're doing and just kind of how different it is
and how we have twists and turns that go in places that hopefully you don't expect. Yeah, we've got a great series on our hands.
That's excellent, man. And I can tell just by talking to you how excited you are about this, and that that shows through when the creator is excited about the project, when they are, when this is something that they want to read. I always say make content that you would enjoy. Like if you're doing a YouTube channel, make YouTube content that you would watch. Make a comic that you would read, and obviously you've done that here.
Yeah, that's the only thing I know how to do is just make the stuff that I like, because nobody else is. So I might as well do it.
There you go. Might as well. I mean, there's obviously a need for it, because chances are you're going to find some other weirdos out there, in the world that like the same shit you do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I hope so.
Yeah. See, like this
so
weirdo
far, so
here.
good.
Mike McMahon says, "Great book. Can't wait to see book 2." What's going on,
Thank you, Mike?
Good to see you, brother.
Thank you.
Yeah. Absolutely, man. I am super excited to dive into this. I've been slowly but surely reading through my stack, because I got a stack of stuff that's not open, and then I've got a stack of stuff that I've opened and that I'm slowly but surely reading through. And it's so fucking cool to see all of these different stories come together. And it's like, I remember when they announced this book and they were going through the campaign and they were just talking about it, and then here it is in my hands.
Yeah.
And that is one of the coolest things to me, like as a fan, just to see the process, see the progression, and to see it show up in its final form. And I think that's fucking
it's a
rad.
journey. It's a journey, and we learned a lot. In book 1, we learned schedule wise and art wise and speed, just how to make everything better. Hopefully we're able to apply the lessons that we've learned in a good way, so that you get continue to get a great story. You're going to get a faster turnaround and all of that kind of stuff. So that's why we're trying to get a full steam ahead right now, between now and when we launch on February 3rd, to get as much of that already kind of wrapped up and ready to go. So we're not in campaign mode for over a year and a half or 2 years or however long it was for the first one. So getting as much done as you can ahead of time. That way you're not doing both at the same time, because from what I've heard from a lot of people is that working on the book and then like campaigning for the book at the same time, juggling both of those things can be hectic. Putting it mildly. And then you throw a whole other wrench in the monkey works when the fulfillment starts too, because we had it open during fulfillment, so you keep getting order in here and there, and it's a business. It is.
Lessons learned
indeed.
over the years, man. It's crazy how much this scene has grown and changed since we all started out, huh?
We were all fresh faced and full of hope back
naive. Yeah. Oh man. Well, Eric, thank you so much for coming to hang out, man. This has been a blast. It's been really good reconnecting with you. I'm super proud of the work that you're doing. You keep kicking ass. I can't wait for the next book. I'm looking forward to diving into this one.
Can't wait to hear what you think.
Absolutely, man.
DMs are always open, so let me know.
Absolutely.
For real.
Oh yeah, I'm actually gonna probably I'm gonna put this on the top of the list. Go ahead and read this, because this cover, man, this cover just eye catching with the flying monkeys. I don't know. I've drawn a few flying monkeys over the years, and to see the different styles of flying monkeys, I don't know. To me personally, it kind of calls to me. So yeah, it's going on the top of the list, man.
Cool.
Yeah, top of the stack. So, chat, you guys are awesome and amazing. Thank you so much for coming to hang out. Wouldn't be able to do this without you guys. Make sure you sign up for the book. Link is pinned at the top of the chat. It's also in the description. Also, check out the rest of Eric's links. He's got a Gumroad. He's got Big Cartel, where you can get a copy of the book now, if you feel so inclined. As you can see, the book is beautiful, so go grab it. And you can see that my my green screen is wreaking absolute havoc with. Let's see. I didn't know you. I don't know how you waited. Listen, I I like to try to reach out to creators and get them to come hang out and talk about the book. You know, it requires some zen, Amanda. Also, I'm distracted by a myriad of other things. So if I put them like in a specific place and then, you know, don't look at them, then I kind of forget that I haven't opened them. And then it's like Christmas later.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Yeah. So it's
well, I tell you, get a nice glass of scotch, sit back, you know, there's a bookmark there. If you can't make it all, you know, if it's not a 1-cent read for you, you're set. You're good to go.
Absolutely. You know what? I might finish this beer and then go pour myself some scotch and go read it tonight.
That's the way to do.
Jason says, I am awesome and humble. Yes, you are,
Most
Jason.
humble.
Yes, you are.
Yes.
All right, guys. Thank you so much for coming to hang out, and we will see you next time. Later.
It seems that envy is my sin.
Oh, what's in the box? What's in the fucking box?